Mr. KC, what you got?
Well, I think we need to pick another team. And I think since I am Mr. KC from the 813, it's only right that we take a trip down Buccaneers Lane and see what the schedule looks like for the Bucks.
Whew. Buccaneers, Buccaneers. If you, ooh,
Mm,
starting off here. Let's see here. Let me get to it. Ooh, starting off against the Kings of the North. I'm taking the Vikings in this game.
mm.
Better quarterback situation. Uh, I just the Buccaneers. I think they're just too far gone. I'm not as high on them as you are. I think they're too far gone. Uh, I think it's gonna pile up on them before they know it.
Upset alert. Wake up, folks. Here it goes. I'm choosing the Buccaneers over the Vikings for this game. This is an over exaggerated quality of a team for the Vikings. And I think this is going to be the beginning of the wake up call for the Vikings fans.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. We're gonna see on that one. That's definitely ooh, yeah, we're gonna see. Moving on to the next game. They got the Chicago Bears. And I think the Buccaneers moved to 0-2 on the season here. Um Better quarterback play and better team overall. It's the same case. It looks like even 2 weeks in a row so far, and then the next week we'll see. Mr. Casey, who you got against the Bears and the Bucks?
This is not last year's Bears team, folks. When I say this is an unexpected team, I can't wait for these NFC North picks. I'm really excited to see the Bears schedule.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately for the Bucks, this is an improved team, and you guys have questions at quarterback. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Bears on this one. I apologize, Buccaneers fans.
It's
This
it,
next
it's
week,
what it is, Bucks. Because this next pick, like I said, it don't get no better. You start off 0-3 on the season because you got to play Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, and it's just what it is. Uh, Sorry, I don't know what to say. And it's prime time too. Dude, Jalen's gonna eat. He's gonna show why they gave him all that money, and it's going down. Mr. KC, by your scrolling, I'm assuming that you're going with me on that pick here.
yeah, I hate to tell you, Bucks fans, there ain't a lot of hope in that one. There's not a lot to say in your defense, and I apologize for the quick moving on. But it is what it is.
And it really don't get any better. You got to play the Saints, the New Orleans Saints. After that, historically, these guys have been on your heads for years. And once again, you find yourself in a situation with a guy who's a better quarterback, better situation around him. You move to 0-4. You lose to the Saints. I'm sorry.
I do want to say the Buccaneers roster on paper is probably better than the Saints. However, there might be a slight gap in quarterback play. I'm not big on Derek Carr, but that would be a highly quality quarterback for the
But this is
Buccaneers.
going to be NFC Carr because
Yeah,
AFC Derek Carr is pretty good, but NFC Derek Carr, he might be
he might be a
dangerous.
bad
He
man.
might he might be dangerous. So, but yeah, so who you got going into that one? I'm sorry.
I'm going Saints. That's pretty easy. Uh,
And
and then
then,
uh, and
oh,
then
it don't get no easier, Tampa, because then you got to play Jared Goff and the Lions. And looking at the foreseeable future, if there's any game you're gonna win, it's got to be this one. But I think you lose this one too. Better situation, a scrappier team, better quarterback. I'm going with the Lions, moving the Bucks to 0-5.
yeah, I'm going to
Coach
go
on
with
the
the
hot seat.
Lions as well. Unfortunately, we're sitting at 1-4, not looking the greatest.
because it don't get no better. I've already said Atlanta's going to sweep you, and this is game one of the Atlanta series. So we're moving you on down to 0-6, Tampa. And like I said, this the personal. Just look at your schedule, look at your team. It's
Hey,
it's sad because then you
cheer
got
up.
to play the right.
Oh no, I'm picking the Bucks to win this first Falcons game. So cheer up. I've
Oh,
got two wins
woo.
between the two of us. We got two wins on the season so far. It's pretty light on these boards. But give me the Buccaneers versus the Falcons.
Yeah, because I got you at 0-6, and it ain't getting no better because then you got to play the Bills, and you're going to 0-7. I
Mm.
mean, that's just how it is. This is one of the Bills' 5 wins that I gave them, and this is it's just terrifying for you guys here. Mr. Casey, who you got?
Well, this is going to be a pretty short and sweet Bills answer.
All right, there it
Josh
is.
Allen. What can you say?
Oh, and then the next game, you have C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans, which is a better team by far, especially as far as the case Mr. KC made for them as their vast improvements. I think is more than enough to beat the Buccaneers, especially at quarterback talent. You move to 0-8 on the season, and Mr. KC, who you got going in this game?
Unfortunately, this gets you down to 2-6 on my books. Shout out the Texans. Uh, but but let's get looking forward to next week.
I'm trying to tell you because there's brighter days ahead, and I just don't mean the forecast clearing up. You get to play the Tennessee Titans, and by God, you get a dub here, and you move to 1-8 on the season. You finally taste victory. You finally know what it's like to be in the winner circle. Tampa Bay, stand up
And then
because it only gets harder again. Because then you got to play the San Francisco 49ers and you get your ninth loss on the season. So at least you got a week of celebrating Thanksgiving weekend. You got a nice little vacation, and then a nasty loss waiting for you. Um, well, no, pre Thanksgiving. So after that, Mr. KC, I'm sure you are Niners.
yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, they're gonna really need to savor that Titans victory.
I'm trying to tell you every morsel. And then you got to play the Indianapolis Colts. And in all reality, this game is probably the hardest to pick because I
Mm,
really just don't know what the Colts boys going to do. I mean, in my soul, I feel like they're going to beat the Buccaneers just because the Buccaneers, in my opinion, are really that bad. But then again, the Colts aren't really that good either.
yeah,
We're going to see what that running game looks like. But if that thing is churning, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give the Bucks the win right now. You're gonna go to
ooh,
2-9 on the season. Get
ooh,
you another win, just because of the uncertainty that's going on in Indianapolis.
ooh. I'm actually, I'm not certain about Indianapolis, but I'm gonna take the Anthony Richardson leap of faith and
Okay.
go ahead and give him that L.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Next game on the season here, Tampa Bay. You lose again to the number one overall pick, Bryce Young and the Panthers. Uh, by that time, he's played enough to where he can string together a few wins. Make it doesn't seem like he's a complete bust. It's a project, that kind of situation. And then, you know, you're 2-10. Mr. KC, who you got? I had to check the schedule. I mean,
I'm
check the
actually going Buccaneers over the Panthers.
okay, okay, nothing wrong with that. Um, the only unfortunate thing is you play Atlanta again that next weekend, and that's another L on the season for you. Like I said, they're gonna sweep you. I'm just sorry, it's just gonna happen. You move to 2-11, and this is really NFC South style for you guys right here, getting back to your roots. What you think, Mister Casey?
Yeah, I'm gonna give them the loss there.
You got a
Unfortunately,
split. Okay.
um, I do have them at 4 wins currently, so
Yeah, it's
we're
still
not
apart.
terribly far apart.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, you get to play the Packers, and I think that's a game that you can win. You play
Yeah,
the Packers, you move to 3-11 on the season. Like I said, you get your nice little celebration. You win around holiday times because right before the holiday, you about to get a treacherous sale because you got to play the prince that was promised, the prince of the AFC South, Trevor Lawrence, and the vastly improved Jacksonville Jaguars, and you move to 3-12 on the season.
yeah. The Jags won that game pretty easily.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
easy.
unfortunate. It's definitely unfortunate. Um, in this next game here against the Saints, because Derek Carr is probably, if he's not trash by then, dude, he's probably gonna win this game too. If he's still playing, maybe. Oh, I gotta see their schedule. I'm just gonna do it, dude. The Bucks will lose this game too.
They
they're gonna
are.
get swept by the Saints, like, and it's gonna be 3-13. Goodness gracious. Yeah, you said they're gonna lose, so you're right there with me.
Yep.
And then the last game of the season, you play the Panthers again, almost back to back. Yeah, you finished 3-14, Tampa. That's it. Yeah, you're swept by pretty much everybody in the division almost.
I actually have them winning that Panthers game, which actually has
Split
them
them.
sweeping the Panthers. Oh, shout out.
On your end.
Yeah. So that's going to get me right up to 6-11. So
Oof.
looks slightly better than your 3-13, but still a real rough.
3-14. Gotta
Yeah,
get them all
yeah,
the
three and
L's.
14. Excuse
Gotta
me.
get all the L's
You get all the L's in there. There were so
now.
many of them. It
Oof.
was it was a lot of tallying to count up on one side. I haven't done that since we looked at the Chiefs win column. It was amazing.